All right, y'all. One of the most common questions I get asked is, Jason, how do you know whether a certain trade setup is going to be a swing trade or a scalp trade? So today I'm going to walk you through how I determine whether or not a certain setup will be more of a swing trade or more of a scalp trade. Of course, there is overlap here, and sometimes you might plan for a swing trade and end up taking a scalp, or vice versa. But before we get into that, if you enjoy this kind of content, technical analysis, trading strategies, and educational content, make sure to like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I post regular videos and tutorials on here to help you become a more confident, more profitable trader. Of course, none of this is financial advice. Not at all. All right, so let's get into it. Now, oftentimes I will post scalp trades in my potential Bitcoin or my potential Ethereum scalp channel, where I'm giving setups and stuff like that, and they're very quick trades, right? We get bounces off of these levels, and sometimes, there'll only be a very small profit. In this case, we ended up hitting two take profits for a nice 44% gain right here, and we missed our take profit 3, and that's okay because the trade got stopped out in profit. Right, and also, today, this Ethereum scalp that I just posted, where I saw we're coming down to the daily level with bullish divergence, get a nice, quick little scalp in the trade for literally like 12 minutes, give or take, get a nice bounce, a nice profit, close the trade in profit, okay? But other times I post swing trade setups, okay? For example, this Ripple short. I gave this setup for this Ripple short in the VIP Discord on August 31st. We can see the date right here when I posted all these potential setups was August 31st. Of course, this trade did get triggered later on. In fact, let's see, where did it happen? Happened right here, a very, very, very clean rejection off that level that we had there, 1.4121. And of course, I'm currently still in the trade right now. This is the trade that I am currently in right now, still holding it, and it is September 19th, okay? So almost a month, about 3 weeks I've been in this short trade. This is a swing trade. So how will you know the difference? It really comes down to two things. When you are planning for your trade setups, well, I should say this. If you want to know whether or not a trade will be a swing or a scalp, you have to have a plan going into the trade. You cannot just simply enter a trade willy-nilly without having some kind of a plan. If we come back at the Discord here and we look at what I was actually looking for when I was entering these trades, we can see that I was looking for something very specific. Okay, I had a plan coming into this. Where's that trade setup? Yeah, here it is. My plan was this. I was going to short from this level, 1.41, because it was a golden pocket and a weekly level. Okay, and I wanted to see some very specific things on Market Cipher B. I wanted to have a bearish divergence on a very high time frame. Now, if I'm looking for a scalp, what I want to see is I want to see confirmations on lower time frames. In both instances, we want to come to a level of interest. So the order of operations when we're trying to determine whether or not a trade will be a scalp or a swing is this: scalp or swing. The first thing we need to do is wait for price to get to an important level. Okay, that's step one. So when you open up a chart, what you need to be doing is you need to be looking for price to get to a very important level. Okay, this is my Ethereum chart right here. Let me switch over to my Bitcoin chart. Let me go to a higher time frame. Okay, and just for example's sake, I want to show you something. Okay, if we pull our fib from here down to here, we can see that we reject off of a very important level. This is the Fibonacci golden pocket level. Okay, now the way we can tell if it's going to be a swing trade or a scalp trade is based on the following things. Once price gets to our level, then we're going to look down at Market Cipher B. Okay, and I like to start on the 4 hour, then I like to go to the 2 hour, then I like to go to the 1 hour, then I go to the 24 minute, 12 minute, and the 6 minute. Okay, now if I see a bearish divergence on all of these time frames, then I know it's going to be a swing trade. If I see a bearish divergence on the 4 hour time frame, that is going to be a very powerful move either to the upside or to the downside. Check it out. As we are coming, right, to the top of this move right here, we see a bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame, right? We can see momentum is coming down. We can also see money flow is coming down, yet price is coming up higher into a very important level of resistance. Okay, I'm going to put a vertical line here so that we can go down. So when you see the divergence on the 4-hour time frame on Market Cipher B, by the way, if you don't have Market Cipher B, I have a 25% discount in the description of this video for Market Cipher. It is the best trading indicator out there. I do not enter a single trade without looking at Market Cipher. I highly recommend it. It will take your trading to the next level. Also, if you do want to get into the VIP Discord where I do post my potential trade setups, like these 2 scalps that I've taken in the past 2 days, or even this swing trade that I post for XRP, we post a lot of good trades in here, as well as we have a thriving community in here of traders who not only do we have a good time talking about technical analysis, but we also have people in here posting good analysis, potential trade setups, of what we see in the charts. It's a great community to learn and continue to grow. And you can access this by going to patreon.com/Jason Casper. Now, when you see a divergence on the 4-hour time frame, that is telling you it's most likely going to be a swing trade that you can hold for at least a day, probably more. Okay, probably more. If we take a look again right here, where we had a bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame, this was a short position that we could have held so far, right? And we don't know if the move is over, but so far we could hold this for a day and a half. So you can see that the 4-hour divergence is extremely powerful. Look at this right here, 4-hour bearish divergence. We could have stayed in this short trade for 4 days. That's how you know right off the bat that it's going to be a swing trade, right, and not a scalp trade. Again, right here, what do we have? A bearish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. Price is coming up, momentum is coming down. We could have stayed in this short trade right here for about a day and a quarter. Okay, and so that's what the first indication is. What time frame is the confirmation on? What time frame is that divergence on? If it's on the 4-hour time frame, you know you're going to be able to stay in that trade for a while. That's the kind of trade you can enter and then go out to lunch with your wife, right? And after we look on the 4-hour time frame, then we go down to the 2-hour time frame, and we want to see divergences on the 2-hour time frame, giving us further confirmation. We want to go down to the 1-hour time frame, making sure that we still see that divergence on the 1-hour time frame, which we absolutely do right here. And we want to do that all the way down to like the 6-minute time frame. And if we do that and we come down to the 6-minute time frame and we go back in time to when that actually did occur, we can see that as we are in fact rejecting off the top of that move, right, what do we see? We see price coming up to make a higher high, right? And we see momentum coming down to make a lower high, right at the absolute top of that move. We have just looked from the 4-hour all the way down to the 6-hour, and we've seen our confirmations all the way down, as clear as day. That's how we know it's going to be a really nice move. Do we know it's going to be an epic drop like this? Of course we don't know that, but we can have more confidence to say this is more of a swing trade and less of a scalp trade. Okay, so we want to wait for price to come to an important level, and then we want to look for a divergence on Market Cipher B. So let's take a look here also at the second time that we rejected on the 4-hour time frame. Right here. This actually, if we go down to a lower time frame, I'm pretty sure that we did have a level there. I could be mistaken. In fact, I don't see the level that I had. Let me see here. Let me just take a look if I had a level there. No, actually, I did not have a level there. So that's a bad example. I would not have taken that trade just because we didn't have a level there. But oftentimes we do have levels. For example, this was a level right here. I remember we took the short, but instead of going back in time and looking for levels, the main point is you need to have a level. And so the first thing you need to do when you're looking at your chart before you plan a trade is you need to do your technical analysis. So right now, this is my current Bitcoin chart. This is my full Bitcoin chart. These are all my key levels that I have on the chart here. And, you know, I have marked this up. I have done my analysis. I know where I'm already looking for a trade. So now all I have to do is set alerts, and when price comes down to one of those areas, what do? I look at market cipher. I can look at market cipher B. I can look at market cipher A and see if there's anything significant there, like a blood diamond or a yellow X. I can look at market cipher DBSI, which is giving me the strength of the trend. Like, for example, right now, I can see on market cipher DBSI that this 4-hour candle is more likely to be a bearish candle than it is to be a bullish candle, because it has 12 bear strength and -5 bull strength, right? And so that's when, once price gets to your level, that's when you're going to look for your confirmations. Okay, so wait for price to come to your level. Step 2, look at market cipher on these following time frames. Okay, step 3, if I would say, in honesty, if you see a clear divergence on the 1 to 4 hour time frame, that equals a swing trade. Okay, if you see a divergence, this is not always true, but this is a general guideline. If you see a divergence on maybe the 12-minute to the 1 hour, that would be like a day trade where you're in the trade for a few hours to a day, maybe 2 days, right? Swing trade, you could be in the trade for like a day or a week or more. A day trade, right, you could be in for like a few hours to a day. And then if you only see the divergence on, let's say, the 24-minute and down, that would be more of a scalp. And for these trades, you need to be quick, right? So, for example, the trade that I just entered, the one that I posted in the Ethereum channel here, Ethereum scalp trades down here, what did I see as I was coming down to this time frame? I only saw a divergence on the 12-minute and down, and they were honestly kind of weak divergences. But even still, their divergence is enough, and so I entered the trade because we came to a very important level, a daily level of support, an untapped daily level of support. And we're getting a divergence. Money flow is coming up. Momentum is coming up. As the price continues to come down, we see a very clear upward direction, right? That's the scalp. Boom. A nice, quick, easy profit. As opposed to, some of the swing trades that we have taken in the altcoins recently. Because really, recently, look at the Bitcoin price action, right? There hasn't been very much volatility, unless you longed this down here or longed this right here, which, by the way, we did, right? If we go to the Bitcoin scalp trades here, this was a juicy one down here, longing that first move to the upside. Well, we took 2 trades. We took two scalps. Yeah, but bottom line is, you could see, though, we're coming up with a plan, right? We're coming up with a plan, and then once that plan hits, we look for our confirmations, and these Bitcoin trades have been scalpy day trades, right? I'm planning to hold them as scalps, but we hit take profit 2 and take profit 3 for this move right here, and then later on that evening, that was a really nice trade, right? That was a nice trade. And then later on that evening, we entered into another scalp. Okay, so this was the first scalp down here, and then this was the second scalp right here, and so, the Bitcoin trades haven't been that juicy lately, right? This was the juiciest one we had. Actually, is this even the right time frame? Hang on, guys. Yeah, that is right. This was the juiciest one we had. This one also kind of juicy, not as juicy. But there's still good scalp trades. There's not much volatility, but those swing trades are nice. So, if you find yourself struggling to know whether or not you should plan for a swing trade or a scalp trade, I recommend you go through these steps here. Okay, these 3 steps. Also, if you don't know technical analysis and you want to learn how to mark up a chart like this, so that you can find these important levels, these important areas where you can be looking for trades both on a macro term, like this is like my swing trade chart, and then here, this was a few days ago my scalp trading chart, where for the day, these were the levels that I was looking to trade. This is actually how I was able to find this trade setup right down here, because we had a range low down here, we had a Fibonacci golden pocket down here, we had a point of control down here, And there was a lot of confluence here for a nice move to the upside, which we absolutely got. And then again, this trade here, there was a few days later, there was more confluence down here for a scalp as well. And so, if you don't know how to do this, then I recommend you check out jasoncaspertrading.com, because this course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a more confident, more profitable trader, where we walk through step by step everything I wish I had known before I started trading. Okay, there's currently a 30% discount in the description of this video. You can check that out. You can check out the testimonials here. This is changing the way thousands of people approach the markets. Assuming you've never even looked at a chart before, we go through all the technical analysis, time frames, support and resistance, trend lines, channels, volume, moving average, Fibonacci, stop losses, take profits. We go through in a very intense, in-depth look at market cipher. We go over trading strategies, how to create and test your own, as well as strategies that I already use with high profitability. And then we go over risk management. One of the most important things a trader needs to have is risk management. This will get you off on a very good foot to actually start doing this and doing it with longevity. So if you're interested in that, check it out. 30% discount in the description. Alright guys, well, that's kind of it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe to the channel, make sure to share this video on social media, TikToks and TikToks and click-clacks and book faces and twatters and all that. May God bless all of you in the name of Jesus the Messiah, Yeshua the Messiah, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.